I am so excited to introduce our next guest because I have known her for many, many, many years. We've been in the same circles, we've been swimming in the same circles for a long time, but haven't really connected in the way that we certainly have connected recently, particularly last weekend, when I was so fortunate to receive a treatment from Roberta. We have Roberta Skye in the room. And if you are not familiar with her, she is simply said and simply put an international intuitive. She's an incredible woman who I saw do a little happy dance when Blair was talking about forest bathing. And ironically, in my session with Roberta this weekend, I did a chakra map, which was incredible. If you don't know what that is, I'm sure she's going to share with us what that is. But I had a profound experience. And one of the things that came up that I need to do is go forest bathing. And I was like, oh, I think I know what that is. And then so when it's around, it's around. Anyways, her topic is about having a full body yes. Okay? A full body yes. So, when we heard about that this morning about being happy, whether you say yes with Pearl, here's an interesting thing. Sometimes we say it's an odd thing. This is an interesting. She has slept with a cheetah, and I saw the picture. It's so beautiful. I wish we could show the picture. And you did something across Tahiti in a boat less than 7 meters. You're going to have to tell me. I can't even read my own writing here. I'm like, slept with a cheetah and then went across from Hawaii to Tahiti in a boat in less than 7
meters.
In less than 7 meters. So she's in a very small boat. And Joni Mitchell, her favorite music is Joni Mitchell. And if you don't know who Joni Mitchell is, you definitely need to dial into Joni Mitchell. She has a free gift for everyone today that she's been putting in onto that back table, and it is a mini session. Let me tell you, incredible. So she has a mini session worth $65 for everybody, and her free gift is a 1 hour full free chakra map that I had the experience of this weekend, and you're going to want to tap into that. So Roberta, welcome to the Stand Up, Speak Up, and Show Up.
Thank you so much. I was laughing when the forest bathing came. I'm just feeling in really good company here today. Thank you, everyone. Nice start. So I'm going to describe myself as somebody who's been going down a lot of rabbit holes in the last while in the most, blissful way, because I'm semi-retired. I have the luxury of being able to explore. And at the same time, I'm going to do my best not to take us down one where I get lost. So, Deb, if you feel like you need to interject because I'm winging out, please haul me in, because I'm so excited about where I'm going now. So my history is as a holistic practitioner for well over 40 years. It's involved body work, breath work, teaching and facilitating workshops integrating sacred sex and tantric practices, a westernized version of Tantra, readily acceptable for people in our world. And somewhere along the lines in all of this, I turned a corner. Now, I can attribute this to a cat who was quite ill, and I went looking for help at a pet fair, and I discovered someone with a sign that says you can speak to your animal. Well, I'll keep this short. I contacted this woman. She's on the phone describing my cat to me, who she hasn't met, and his energy, everything. So I did some sessions with her, and then I began studying not only animal communication, but interspecies communication. That's turned me into what I would call myself as a panpsychic. I don't mean psychic for intuitive readings, but I do intuitive readings. I'll say more about this. But panpsychic means that we believe and feel, and this is my current working model of the universe, that everything is conscious. Everything is trying to speak to us at any time. Indigenous peoples have been functioning this way forever. And if you think about plant medicine, which I did recently, there are many plants whose leaves, roots, flowers mimic organs. And so that's one clue to what kind of healing medicine they could give us. But then there's the whole thing of which part do you use? How do you harvest it? How do you prep it? How do you dose it? How do you store it? Well, nobody's going to tell me that people died and got poisoned and, hundreds of years went by before this all got figured out. These plants have spoken. And this segues for me to something that's really important for me now. And this is part of this, having this as a raising the awareness of International Women's Day, because I am now an absolute advocate for the voices and inclusivity of all conscious entities, seen and unseen in the realms, whether it's your room, rocks, your garden, your animal, the trees in your yard. This is now, for me, paramount. We on the planet as beings are in considerable need of a new path for rescuing the planet, for caretaking the planet. And there are radically huge things being done on this planet with no consultation of people, never mind cultures, countries, and all of the other consciousnesses that need to have a say, that have information and knowledge and help for us, and deserve and need the respect and the inclusivity. And we're in a stage in our culture where inclusivity is a big thing, where all voices matter, all lives matter. And so I'm flag waving in this regard. And I'm not going to mince my words around this, because to me it's a travesty not to be inclusive in this way. At the same time, what I want to do in this few minutes really is invoke a sense of wonder. Like, oh my God, what if, become like I was one day when I was thinking, okay, fire is alive. And I open the fireplace door and I've got a stick in my hand and I'm looking at the fire, it's beaming away. I say, would you like this? I mean, it's such a different place from browbeating and we have to do this. It's more, go outside and look at your favorite tree at the corner and think, oh, can I listen to this being? And there are exercises where if you've got the time in the day, you go out for half an hour, 30 minutes a day for 3 weeks and wait till you get a message from something. Or you can sit on a rock and do the same thing. So you can take this as big as you want. But my invitation first is just wake up. What if? Be in a state of inquiry, back to childlike wonder. And so one of the first voices that I want to invoke here, and I will put the links to my best of my ability. I might have to just put them all at once. But Jean Houston, one of my favorite teachers right now, works a great deal in the quantum field, is interviewed by a woman named Claire Zammit. This is a fabulous invocation and invitation to the voices of women, to the uprising of our presence in our equity with men, and what we have to offer the planet with our qualities of consciousness and presence. It's a fabulous interview. And so that's my first recommendation for you. Now, Jean. Jean is a proponent of working with the quantum field. Now, this we can get lost in. So quantum field studies, I'll give you your next opportunity. A free film online. What the bleep do we know? So look that up. It's great. And if you want to go a little deeper, look up Lynn McTaggart. I will get these printed for you, in there for you. And look for her latest edition of a book called The Field. Now, from Jean Houston's perspective, we're way beyond the law of attraction. Any of you who've followed that, we are not an entity or a quality of energy that is drawing things to us. We are co-creating with the quantum field. This is a really different perspective, and I'm beginning to understand what the phrase quantum entanglement means, because everything is interspersed. But the gift of this in the theme of this summit is it is limitless, the access we have. to information, the wealth of knowledge, the voices, the guidance, the help, the inspiration, the creativity, if we are walking our paths through this world with the understanding that we have access and connection with everything. So I'm calling on all of us to find our way to this. And it's one of the things I do in sessions with people is help you find your best way. And it's not me alone that helps, because I like to refer to this as your team. The guides and support that you have, might be your cat, might be relatives, can come through and use me as the voice. And I can tell you images I'm seeing, or what's being told, your homework, home play from them, whatever. But the access here is, it's happening everywhere. So here's an example. How many of you have walked across the room deep in thought, and all of a sudden your head goes and you're looking at a plant? Well, this happens to me a lot. So I go over to the plant, I touch the dirt, it's thirsty. Well, now there are people putting up a little gizmo a couple of meters from a plant, putting a dry one and a well-watered one, and they are recording impulses from the plant that is wet. No electrodes on the plant, nothing. It's traveling across the room. Well, guess what? Our bodies are antenna. We're receivers. We pick up everything. And, many of us, we know, and animals in particular know, people can be speaking, but the energy coming from them is different. It's a mismatch. So we are getting information from plants. And in this forest bathing thing, it has been discovered that when I walk past certain plants, the chemical, it's not pheromones, there's another word, that they send out into the air, which is good for us, will be different for the person behind me. And they talk to each other like that. They send information, alert, alert, plague of locusts coming, put your poison into your leaves. It's just, I'm fascinated by this. Like, I'm so animated and so excited by all of this, especially because it's accessible to everybody. So here's my next drop in the pool here, is to look up Damanhur. It's a place in Italy, Damanhur, and look up their plant music video, because they've been putting little electrodes on leaves and a little gizmo into the earth, and the signals that come through are run through a synthesizer. And so it comes out for us who have ears as music. And there's a whole lot of weird things going on with music of the plants, but you can experience this. And in the video, they show different people coming up to the plant. Now, I've had one of these gizmos for a while, and there were some of my plants that didn't speak at all, some that just, rocked me in the kitchen while I was working. I mean, it's just extraordinary that these beings have a different voice, a different consciousness. And I want to expand the understanding that consciousness is really different. And I'm going to throw in here the thing about health. For me, it's the health of us as interspecies connected conscious beings. When we access this, we become healthy because we're fully engaged. Then we emanate health and healthy behavior for our surroundings and our planet. So I'm calling on all of this in the big picture, but also when we have access to guidance, and intuition really is, in the word tuition is teaching. So the big version of intuition is into the teaching. Well, there's teachings everywhere, from plants, from other people, from synchronicities, from funny events that happen. And opening to this, of course, is a challenge for us who are online, who are getting massive input, talk, conversations, such a busyness in our hearts and minds. We do have to get into the forest, turn the computers off. And I'm someone, you try to contact me, you might not get me until after 2:00 in the afternoon because I didn't turn anything on. I went outside. But this is a call back to inclusivity and integration. And it is so rich. It is so inspiring, so mind-boggling in so many ways. So I'm going to tell you about another one, water. There is an incredible woman named Veda Austin, VedaAustin. She's in New Zealand. Look up the Secret Intelligence of Water YouTube channel. Now, this woman has been studying water for years and years. She photographs little petri dishes of frozen water. And this is not under the science methodology, but she has people all over the world freezing water and tracking the images that come. And there is literally a hieroglyphics that you can communicate with water. But the kind of thing that she started doing in the beginning, would there be a dog dish outside a restaurant, dog comes and drinks from the water. She asks the restaurant owner if she can have some water. She takes the water home, puts it in the freezer. This thin sheet freezes and the dog's face is in the water. She has held photographs over the water and the photographs are there. Now, this isn't just, cloud gazing. One person sees a rabbit, another dragon. This is repeatable. She's doing this all over the world. So when I get this really into me, I think, well, wait a minute, I'm 70 to 80% water. Is water having a life through my form? Or am I having a life co-created with water? Like what the bleep is going on here? So this is my own rabbit hole territory where I end up. And I really encourage you to look these things up. I mean, these are just little samples of what you can find out there. And there's a little like energetic thing that we can look at too, because we all talk now about energy, frequency, vibration. Now, as a holistic healing practitioner doing a lot of body work and process work and venting and expressing all kinds of emotion and things, this is still a valid way to work through healing. But there are also many methodologies coming up that are using crystal wands and frequencies, and you sit in a room with 20 people for an hour, and there's frequencies, there's music, there's so many ways to use this vibration, where there's mats we're lying on that have crystals, and it's getting different in how we can do our healing things. So of course I'm studying this stuff as well. And I read recently that feelings are considered as magnetic, thoughts as electric, and frequencies carry information. Now I have to laugh because lately in the grocery store, I've been getting zapped every time I touch a metal handle or a shelf. And this is new. And I'm thinking, oh, thoughts are electric. Well, of course they are. Synapse is happening all the time in our brain. There's plenty of evidence for that. But so what's happening? Am I overthinking in the grocery store? And I'm now so electric, I'm getting zapped when I open the milk cabinet. Anyway, that's where I go with this kind of stuff. But what happens in things like wanting to draw things to us and manifest, if our feelings are magnetic, our thoughts are electric, we're setting up currents, frequencies, we change our frequency, sends information. This is the formula, the alchemical mix that our bodies emanate. And I'll say something about, attracting things and manifesting, because there's like a step above here. And that is to not diss yourself when something shows up that isn't matching what you asked for. Because the fact that anything shows up at all is indicative the energy is working. So instead, look at it as an opportunity for a reboot. Less of this, more of that, please. Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you. Things are happening. Bring it on. And don't doubt. If anything, doubt your doubt. And just keep going, because we're brainstorming energetically as well. So let her rip. And then when it comes, look at the evidence. What is this? What do I need to tweak? How can I send this energetic fax differently?
Yay! That's right, Stannis. Let's give Roberta some love. That was fantastic. I mean, what a journey that you took us on. And you know what? I took a picture of the screen because you're right beside Beth, who couldn't be nodding her head more and more. As soon as you started off with, oh, this cat, I was like, where's Beth? Where's Beth? And, because you guys got to talk after, but just the introduction for people around the idea that there's energy in other things and other beings, in plant, in water. I think we kind of know that. And I'm going to leave something for a question, but what a great mind opener. I'm not going to say eye opener. I'm going to say mind opener for people to hear someone of your depth of study on the existence of other things, the connection to other things, the relatability to other things. It's funny when you went in the grocery store and you were talking about getting zapped, and you were right before that, you were talking about being able to like communicate. I thought, oh, she's going to tell the same story that happens to me. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to go. And honestly, I think the last 2 years I've gone grocery shopping. Every time I go to get something, I'm like, that's funny, it's on sale. That's funny that you can get 2 for 1 or whatever. And I'm like, I've been working on manifestation for a long time, and it always shows up at the grocery store for me. It's my confirmation that what we think about comes about. I'm like, I need to save some money. So, the universe is like, well, you get 2 bags of lemon for the price of 1 today, sweetheart. And I'm like, thank you very much. And I love the fact that you reminded us to be grateful. And if there was a word that you said that just made me laugh inside, it's the energetic fax. Like, how we send faxes to, does anyone remember faxes? Come on, someone's got to be over 12. And so, we send these faxes, but we do send energetic faxes out with how we think, which is why I encourage people to get the kind of work that you do, because the beauty, and for me, even coming to you last weekend, is that I don't know about you guys, but I do a lot of thinking, and I have things that are going on, and I'm outpouring into things, and it's so nice to go and just be taken care of. Like, this is what's going on. And so can you please see? Because I can't see, right? Anyways, thank you so much. Angel?
We are so taken care of, right? Sometimes we just want to make it harder than it has to be. But there's all this energy around us that is just this really great reminder. And I love, like, even the cadence of bringing you in, like, Roberta, your softness, right? Your peacefulness just came through. And I think, so often we come in and we're all these things and all the thoughts and all to do, and then here comes Roberta. And she just brought this level of peace to what we were doing today. And I did like soul opener, right? Just opened up our soul. Because I think so often we want to go and check off a tick box, right? And say, I did the thing. But what if we're just who we're being is the thing? And so that was just really beautiful, Roberta. Thank you.